Tommy here, how you going? Just want to run through a few things that we learned on Thursday at Beginner's Ukes. So we'll start off with your uke. Make sure that your uke's tuned. Now you can either use a clip-on tuner that goes on the top, available for around about $20 or less sometimes in a music shop, or as I do, use the free app that is available for iPhones and Androids. It's called, the one that I use is called Uke Tuner. Yep, they must have taken a long time to think that name up. So then make sure that your uke's tuned, so it should be tuned in Good Children Eat Apples. So that's G, C, E, A. G is your first string here, G, C, E, A. Just show that again. So your top string is G, C, E, A. Good children eat apples. Once your uke is tuned, the chords that we learned this week were C, which is this one here. So bottom string, third fret, and using your third finger on there. So that's C. The next one we learned was G, which is here, here, and here. So those two fingers there, like that, 1, 2, and 3, and that's your G chord. So C and G, C and G, C and G. Now if you're using this finger here to hold this chord, which you should be, it's your third finger, you can get these two ready to go. You can hover those over the strings so that when it's time to play the G chord, you press those two down and shift this one to there, and that's your G chord. Okay, keep practicing that. Have a shot at what I mentioned about television practice, where you use your finger on the chords, but don't strum. Just shift backwards and forward to the chords. C to G, C to G. Just while you're watching your program. Another thing to make sure is that when you're holding the uke, that you hold it in the correct way. So if you're holding it like that, or like that, it's going to make it very difficult. I noticed the other day that some people were holding it flat like that so they could see where they were putting the fingers. But look how much strain you have to put on your wrist to get your fingers over there if it's in that position. So it should be flat. It should be resting just here on your arm so that you've sort of got hold of it like that. And your hand should be at a right angle to the ukulele neck. Your hand should also be like a jellyfish, really floppy, so that there's no pressure on your wrist when you're strumming. And the strum that we learned, if you put your finger on the C, the strum that we learned was down, up, down. And if you're struggling to remember how that goes, just sing Jingle Bells to yourself. Jingle bells, jingle bells, jingle bells. So that's basically how the strum goes. Then you change to your G, back to your C. Okay, make sure your hand is at a right angle. If you practice watching television using the method that I mentioned before, where you just play the chords, you don't strum, you just move backwards and forwards on the chords, you get muscle memory up in here, up in your head, and you don't actually have to look. When your brain, or when you decide you want to play a G chord, your brain remembers that muscle position and moves your fingers into that position to play. So the chords we learned again were C with your third finger on the third fret, and G with these two here like that, there you go, and that one in the middle. So that one was playing C, hover these two across here so they're ready to go on these strings here, yeah, and that one up to there for your G, and you're in business. I hope to see you all next week, and I'm sure that you'll enjoy it. And remember, it's fun. We want to have fun. Thank you.